So let me ask y'all a real question right fast. What makes a show, well, a halftime show, legendary? Is it the vocals, the theatrics, the pure shock value? So give me some sugar by hitting the like button. Help me out with some cream because my Cash App is going to be in the description below because this tea is all black.
Yeah, let the T make what? You are now rocking the she, your favorite beat. Lady T in a place to be. And you have now entered the T line. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Lady T up in the mix, yeah, time for the show. Tune into the lounge where you already know. Serving up the gossip hot, fresh, fast and slow. Hit that subscribe, let the engagement flow. Comments for a while, audience on the go. Attention on point like the rock in the show. All they see is Lady T making it grow. The T down the top, watch it catch and blow.
The rich do it, the poor do it. I do it because I'm used to it. What's goody, Sipper Society? Y'all already know what time it is. Welcome to the Sip List, where we break it down like a pound. And I'm your host, Lady T. And today, we're diving into the top 10 Super Bowl halftime performances of all time. And baby, if you missed Kendrick Lamar's halftime show this past Super Bowl Sunday, don't worry, I got you. But before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. Thank you. All right, we're kicking things off at number 10 with the boss, Miss Diana Ross, 1996. 30 years of the Super Bowl at that time, and they let Diana put on a show with pyrotechnics, massive stadium stunts, and a finale where she literally got snatched up by a helicopter. Now, my question is, God forbid, what if something would have happened? She didn't. So she fell out that daggone helicopter. What would the Super Bowl have done when the national treasure came? Anyway, God forbid. Thank you. So now, that's the way you make an exit, all right? And what I want to know is what your take is on it. Was this like a diva behavior or icons doing what icons do?
Yes.
Oh, both
the
and
way.
yes.
Because
Okay.
she is Diana Ross, baby. the
boss.
boss.
The boss, Miss Ross.
So
Okay.
there is no other performance that she can get but to be lifted off with a helicopter,
In a
to say
helicopter.
goodbye to all the little people amongst her. Yes.
There goes my ride.
There goes my ride. with her light voice and her probably 100-pound body, the gown probably cost weighed more than the dress. But
Oh, I
she
have
had
a
her two
story about
men
that
on the side of her, and they lifted her, and hello, goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye, y'all. You know how she does. The boss.
Exactly. So now we are moving on to number 9. Now that would be Miss Rihanna from her Super Bowl halftime show in 2023. Now let's be real. Sis hadn't dropped an album in 7 years and still had the most watched halftime show in history. Now I haven't seen what happened since Kendrick, but at the time, yes. So that's what we're talking about when it comes to star power. Some folks felt that it was more like a fancy fashion show. Some people didn't get with those puffer jackets, those white puffer jackets. But let's be clear. Riri came through pregnant, levitating, and unbothered. Okay, so that was her pregnancy reveal. Her and her second child with what's his name? A$AP Rocky Harlem stand up. So, what was your thoughts on this? Did you get a chance to see this particular?
I did.
Halftime show.
It was her attitude. She didn't have to prove anything, and she still shut it down. Like I did watch that performance. I think at the moment maybe I had mixed feelings because I'm not a real Rihanna fan, but she played her joints. Right. And what I respected is that, oh wow, she got joints.
She has
joints.
A catalog. She has a catalog.
Yes.
Now, let me ask you another question. Who had a better baby reveal, Rihanna or Beyonce?
Well, there wasn't a reveal. We knew that Rihanna was pregnant at the Super Bowl. We didn't know that Beyonce was pregnant when she did her performance.
I didn't know that Rihanna was pregnant.
I feel like I knew that, but maybe no. Don't get me to be lying.
I didn't know. That was it was a shock to me. She was sitting there like, okay, hey yo, ooh la la. All right, so now let's get into right. So speaking of Beyonce,
yes.
Now let's talk about who we have at number 8, and that is Beyonce from her Super Bowl performance in 2013. Fire, Silhouette, Intro, Destiny's Child reunion, an all-female band, and those screens, that duplicate Beyonce screen thing, I loved it. Let's watch.
Wind your waist, 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 wind your waist. Baby boy, you stay on my mind, fulfill my fantasy. I think about you all the time. Baby, oh, yes, no, hurt me so good, baby, oh, I'm so wrapped up in your love, let me go, let me breathe, out my fantasy. Dirty wine, dirty wine, dirty wine, dirty wine, dirty wine. shine. 'Cause my body too booty is just for you, baby. My body don't die. My body don't die.
I can't remember how long Destiny's Child had been broken up at the time of the Super Bowl. But if you want to learn more about the coming together of that Super Bowl performance, I'm gonna need you to go over to the Tea Lounge on my YouTube page and check out my conversation with Abdul Raheem Jackson, one of the choreographers of that historic moment, okay? And check out our conversation so you could get a little bit more behind the scenes information. But I was asking him, what was it like choreographing to where you had to think of like the 365 above her head, what they're going to be seeing from the field, what they're going to be seeing from every side of the stadium and everything. And he really, really broke that down wonderfully. So if you all want to see more on that, please do. But that's why she made it onto my. That's why she made it onto my top 10.
Because you know the choreographer.
One of the choreographers, one. You know, she had a lot of choreographers
right,
for that.
But still, knowing the one, you was like, okay, she can make the list. You didn't think the performance deserved to make the list? Because I'm not.
You know what?
Okay.
The thing, go ahead.
Yes. No, I mean, I can always watch Beyonce, but to me, all of her performances look the same.
That was my thought. I was just saying to myself,
they all
okay,
the same.
I've seen
never
this
seen
before.
Yes,
I've seen this before, except for I really did like the whole duplicate light
I did too, but I feel like I've seen that before in one of her videos.
It's like, not a lot of innovation sometimes, and I hate the fact that as much as I think that she's talented and all this other stuff, you can't critique. I mean, sometimes I just want to critique without having to be a hater or, it's just like very polarizing. Either you have to think that she is the spawn of the devil, queen of the Illuminati and whatever else, or you got to think that she's this holier than thou entity that, you must praise. I don't know. I just want to say, hey, as far as artists.
She's just an artist, and she has a fan following. And, I'm just happen to be not one of those fans. I don't even think I watched that performance. And I watch Super Bowl performances, but I don't think I even watched that.
I'll tell you
and
another,
I'm sure that I probably did. But I feel like I've seen that. And I've seen the Destiny's Child come together. I mean, I enjoy everybody shake it like the next person.
Right.
But, also, though, I have a slew of girlfriends who, you say anything about, the B,
you can't say.
You go
and we'll spin, I think if
spend those $400, $500, $600 tickets to see her every time she comes.
Absolutely
not me.
Absolutely, $500, $600.
Girl, that's how much her tickets
But another thing that I found out, my other friend who was one of the choreographers, his part got cut because when she did the inauguration, she lip synced, so they wanted to prove that she had, the vocal pipe, so they ended it with Halo, so his part got cut, but that's a little inside information. Anyway, so now,
Moving
when
on.
Kelly and Michelle shot up out the floor, I knew that, it was going to be something special for her fans.
Okay.
So,
moving right along.
Let's move right along and head on over there to number 7. So, now we can't talk about the Super Bowl and halftime shows without mentioning the wardrobe malfunction. That would be Janet and Justin in 2004. And listen, we still have been asking the same questions for 20 years. Why
did Janet?
Did Janet take all the heat while Justin walked away unscathed?
That's why there was another show that was on, and they was talking about like redos. And I agree. Whoever in the Matrix in the world said Janet needs a redo.
Jay-Z.
It is time for Janet to have another Super Bowl performance. However, though. I know we're getting ready to show it, but Janet also is like, to me, like Beyonce. Her performances don't really are not that different. I feel like I always see the same choreography
and just
Janet.
like that, the Tea Lounge and the Sip List is over because I cannot. And she's your tourist sister.
I know. And I love Miss Janet. And I love watching her 50 plus now in concert and dancing.
Oh my gosh,
and body
she disappointed
is
me
tight.
so much.
However, I still feel like it's the same
You know how hurt I was
routine.
that I didn't get to, that she came the day after. She came the day after I was leaving Vegas. I was.
Well, let's see.
All right, so now
let's see what number
yeah, let's take a
7.
look at this kafluffle, kaflum.
Rock your body, come on and dance with me. You don't have to admit you up on the plate, come on dance with me. Do, 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 do. Now Janet, won't you sing? Talk to me, boy. No disrespect, I don't mean no harm. Talk to me, boy. I can't wait to put you in my arms. Talk to me, boy. Hurry up, take it to come on, baby. Talk to me, boy. Better have you ready by the end of this song.
What they say, what the young people say, I call cat. Because both of them were talking about it was a wardrobe malfunction. Both of them. Okay, regardless of whether or not Justin got away, you know why he was able to get away with it and why she wasn't. But why are you all lying to my face about the fact that it was a wardrobe malfunction? You had a pasty on your tata. Okay, it was ready to be seen. Then on top of that, Janet and Justin and all the J's out there, you did it at the most appropriate time in the song. That I have you naked by the end of this song. And at the end of the song, she was naked. You mean to tell me it was just divine coincidence?
A coinky-dink.
A coinky-dink. Who believes in those anymore? Anyway, so y'all let me know what you think in the comments. Was Janet done dirty? Was this a mishap? Or did they know exactly what they were doing? Leave your thoughts in the comments.
Well, did she really, was it dirty? Like, did she lose money? Did either one of them lose money?
I think that
I think they had buzz.
Her career
People
suffered
started,
a little.
You think so?
A little, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sure.
We
But
still
I mean,
talking
it
about
would be
it.
hard to tell because she comes from royalty. So even if she, it's hard, it's not like we could see it like with like a Chrisette Michele or a, you know.
Okay.
Carrie Hilson.
I mean, Janet did do a Rolling Stones cover showing her boobs with hands covered on her.
That's true.
All right, come on
That's
now,
true.
let's keep going.
So now, at number 6, we have
Yes!
Usher 2024.
Yeah.
He took us on a full ride through his discography, and when he hit that moonwalk during Love in This Club, baby. So let's take a look.
Let's go! Up in the club with my tryna get a little VI, keep it down in the low key, cause you know how it is. Hey! Started shouting, she was second. From the game, she was spitting in my ear, you would think that she know me. Right? So I decided to, conversation got, I got up and followed her to the floor. Come on! Said, baby, let's go. Everybody, when I told her, I said,
ridiculous. In the club looking so conspicuous. Wow, these women all on the prowl. If you hold the head steady, I'ma milk the cow. Forget about game, I'ma spit the truth. One time till I get them in their birthdays. So give me the rhythm and the rhythm, y'all with that clothes and bend over to the front.
Man, my homegirl's like the original bend over to the front, touch toes girl, the one with the pink hoodie with the. Anyway, I would love to see how she's doing because I have not seen her in a while. Anyway, sidebar. Sorry. So So now, what? Now that's how you do a halftime
Yes.
show. He came out roller skating. At first he had like this it didn't dawn on me at first that his first costume was like cut like, you know how when the guys are in their football uniforms and they're putting the padding on and then they have the pants underneath and it's like shaped like that. I was like, oh, that's what he's doing. Then he did the roller skating, he had the strippers, and he had the Vegas with the boas and everything. So he really did a fantastic job. And I was really happy to see that moment. And it was time for Gen X and the millennials to come together and just have a kumbaya moment in front of the television. Okay, so now, let's go to number 5. And number 5, it may come as a surprise to you because this halftime show pretty much changed halftime shows for Super Bowl forever, for the Super Bowl forever. And it didn't happen at the Super Bowl. We are talking about in living color, 1992.
In living color, Tommy said you guys dropped that during halftime of a Super Bowl. Got 20 million views. And then the next thing you know, the Super Bowl of the following year, the NFL dropped Michael Jackson.
Yes. What had happened was, Keenan and Eric Gold and those guys came up with the idea to do the halftime show because they had the bands, marching bands playing.
Yes.
And Keenan they was like, they got with Doritos and I think Pepsi, somebody else, and they was like, we're gonna steal the audience. And Living Color was at its biggest.
Yes.
And it was like, we gonna take that audience and bring them to a Living Color, and did a special In Living Color halftime show. All the viewers scattered, left the Super Bowl, went to Fox, watched this hilarious live in Living Color episode. Damon got in some trouble because he always gonna improv something weird. He said some joke about Carl Lewis. I think to this day, Carl Lewis is still mad. David Allen said, homie, he's gonna long jump into your asshole. So we stole the audience. And the next year,
They had Mike.
they was like, y'all ain't never doing that again. And they paid the biggest star in the world to come do the halftime show.
Do you think that was the beginning of the halftime show as we know it for the NFL?
Wow.
Yeah, so that was the beginning of the halftime show as we know it because they got none other than Michael Jackson the next year. So the NFL saw those ratings and said, never again. And that's how we got Michael Jackson in 1993. And speaking of MJ, he's at number 4. The king of pop moonwalked onto that Super Bowl stage and changed halftime history forever. Yes. So listen.
Wait.
If you,
I want to interrupt you. I think we should wrap up this episode. Tell them to go to the YouTube, and I think we should maybe make a part 2 for number 3, 2, and 1.
okay,
baby.
well then that's what it's going to have to be. Miss Kitty said, and that's how it's going to go down. If you want to find out who number 1 is, I'm going to need you to go over to my YouTube channel, The Tea Lounge, and subscribe to it there. Okay, subscribe so you could be there for all of our latest and our greatest, and so you can see who gets to number 1 or gets that number 1 spot. Is it Kendrick? Have you seen your favorite yet? I don't know. So join me over at the Tea Lounge on YouTube. Okay.
Now, I don't want to give them number 3 yet because we only have 3 minutes before the show ends, and I want to talk about 3,
right.
2,
So
1.
now listen. So Michael,
Yes.
right?
Let's
Number
give some
1,
love. Right?
Yeah, Michael. I really enjoyed that performance. The thing that I remember number 1. I remember that in Living Color halftime, and they had the counter at the bottom. I don't know if you remember that they had the counter at the bottom for how long before you could head back over to the Super Bowl.
I do, yes.
You know what I'm saying? So it was counting down, and they did this whole thing. And next thing you know, Michael came the next year. And I remember when Michaal came. I want to know I can't remember exactly where I was, but I remember him standing there. Do you remember how long he was standing there before he made a move?
I don't.
He popped up out the
I remember it was a minute though, and the crowd
the Super
was
Bowl,
going.
and he just stood there.
Yes.
And he was just like, then he went boom. Man, I was losing my mind.
He had to do
and then
Diana
took off
Ross.
He took off. That's his mother.
Yes.
That's mother.
Yes.
He said. Then he broke into Jam. And Jam, I still have, I remember my dance teacher was teaching us Jam, and we was learning this whole choreography. And his choreography was real intricate and all this other stuff. Next thing you know, he disappeared for 2 weeks. We were like, where's our dance teacher? It got to the point where we was asking the director, like, hey, where? And she was like, she had to be honest, like, I don't know. We ended up, the last 16 counts of that dance was straight up Run the Man and Cabbage Patch and whatever we could come up with on our own. I will never forget that. But he's still an amazing dance teacher. Yep. So that's all that we have for you over here. But if you want to see the remaining countdown, make sure you head over to the YouTube channel because you will get it there. Okay, I am Lady T. Thank you so much for joining me. But if you are still here, are we able to cut now?
The control room said we got 1 minute.
Oh, we got 1 minute. My apologies. Okay, excuse me, all right? So now,
give them the instructions again to
yes,
to
so
the
now,
Tea Lounge
if you want to
on
see
YouTube.
who made it to the number 1 spot, and maybe one that's been in the news quite often. I don't know. I said I had you at the end of the show. I'm going to need you to subscribe to the Tea Lounge at my YouTube channel.
Matter of fact, we should do a challenge.
Okay.
Like, they should do a poll. Like, who do they think is going to be the next 3?
I could do a
You know
poll.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
they have
Yeah,
an
man.
absolutely. I could absolutely do a poll.
Who be on because we haven't had any artist that was of a different shade. I mean, Justin can't really count because he's black and he was with Janet.
Who?
You don't think Justin
You
is
just
a little
handing
black?
out cards
You
like
don't think
that?
he got a little sugar?
No. Sugar, yes.
Okay, yes. All right, Lady T.
Sugar,
I'll
sugar,
see you in
sugar,
I'll
yes.
see you in YouTube.
All right,
All
thank you. So now,
continue.
okay. So now, at number 3, we have Dr. Dre and Friends. In 2002, hip-hop finally got its proper at the Super Bowl. Oh, I mean, it got its proper Super Bowl shine at that time.
Ghost, make some noise! Come on, put your hands in the air. Everybody put your hands in the air. Come on, everybody put your hands in the air. Put your hands way up in the air.
Now let me welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West. A state that's untouchable like Elliot Ness. The track is your eardrum like a slug to your chest. Like a vest for your Jimmy in the city of sex. We in that sunshine state where the bomb ass can be. A place where you never find a dead slow empty. And pimps be on a mission for them greens. Lean, mean, money making machines serving beans. I've been in the game for 30 years making rap songs. Ever since 20s was wearing Sassoon, now it's 22. They clock me, watch me, diamond shining, looking like I'm Rob Liberace. It's all good, from Diego to the Bay. Your city is the palm if your city getting paid.
So fine.
Throw up a finger if you feel the same way. Straight putting it down the California, hey. Hey. Yeah. Go, show. It's your birthday. We gon' party like it's your birthday. We gon' sip the party like it's your birthday. And you know we don't give up. It's not your birthday. You can find me in the club, bottle full of bub. Mama, I got what you need if you need to feel love. I'm in the having sex, I ain't in the making love. So come give me a hug. You in the getting rough. When I pull up out front, see it being so good. When I roll 20 deep, always drama in the club. Yeah, they heard up with Drake, now they wanna show me love. When you sell like Eminem, you get plenty of groupie love. Look, homie, ain't nothing changed. Hold down, jeez. I see exhibit in the cut it, man, roll up trees. If you watch how I move, you mistake it for a player. I've been hit with a few shells, but I don't walk with a limp. In the hood, in LA, they saying 50, you hot. And lately, I want them to love me like they love me. But I in New York, for show, they tell you I'm low. And the plan is to put the rap game in the choke. I'm pulling focus, man. My money on my mind, got a meal on the deal, and I'm still in the grind. That's all she said, she feeling my style, she feeling my girls are with it, they buy it, they ready to roll.
Got me in the club. Body full of bub, mama.
Yes.
That was a good song. And
Shout
a
out to
lot
Mary and Kendrick Lamar
and Mary,
and
Kendrick
Eminem.
Lamar, and all of them that performed with Dre and went to honor Dre there at the Super Bowl, because I was talking to my homegirl. She was like, I don't appreciate the fact that Beyonce came up there and she had that no, not Beyonce. Mary J. Blige came up there and she had that Beyonce hair, and and she chose that song of all the songs. I was like,
It wasn't
It
about
was
Mary
because-
at that Mary and her song. It was a track that Dre produced,
Yes.
right? Duh.
Yeah, she said, oh, okay, well, never
Okay.
mind then.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You know, but that's exactly
Right.
what happened.
But I just want to, before you go on to the next, I want to give a shout out because I love that performance on
So many levels.
On so many levels. I
So
mean,
many
it was
levels.
representation in its finest, you know. But shout out to Jesse Collins. I am very proud of. They were the executive producers behind that performance, and now he's gotten to do, I think, 3 other Super Bowl performances since then. They've hired him. Fatima Robinson is the choreographer.
Oh, she did this
yes,
one.
honey.
Okay,
was the
okay.
choreographer
Yes.
on it. So it was on so many levels. It was Black excellence. I was I was blown away by that performance. And what's crazy about all these performances that people realize is that they have to do, let's give a shout out to the production, because they have to get all of those volunteers and staffers and PAs have to move those big equipment
Right,
of
so
sets for like
fast.
in 7 minutes. They have to move all that stuff.
So
then they have to get
fast.
them on the field. All like in 12 minutes is this whole performance that's done.
They
this
do
is
that
amazing.
whole performance. It takes place
Every
13
artist.
minutes. And shout out to Fatima, because I know that I didn't care for The Color Purple, but that does not mean that I am not a huge fan of hers. And she always does not disappoint. And especially for me, the Kendrick Lamar portion, when she had that whole thing with the boxes and the choreography for that was sick. And then
It just shows the progression and evolution of the culture. You know, I mean, yes, Dre were the performers, but like I said, the behind the scenes of the production value, Jesse Collins, Fatima Robinson, we came up. It's almost like we came up with all of those. So to see them now on this level, to get those opportunities to show.
because we didn't know where it was going when we were little. You know what I'm saying? We knew it was going somewhere. We was trying to tell our parents and everything like that, but we still didn't know it was gonna go. What line? I'm singing some line right now. Who would have thought that hip hop would have made it this far?
It's gonna come to us before the show.
Okay, but Biggie.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So then, yes, that was they had a little nod to Tupac in there. May he rest in peace. Harlem. Cali, y'all can say try to you could try to claim Tupac, but he's Harlem.
They weren't gonna do it. They were gonna
Baraska, the legitimate, like the whoever this guy Sharosky or whoever, the piano keys wasn't gonna be Tupac at first.
Okay.
It became Tupac. They was like, yo, why don't we just do California? So that one was brilliant about. That was brilliant about that little head nod to bringing Tupac in.
Absolutely.
Now.
Okay. Okay. So now, let's go to the most talked about halftime performance, I think, in history, in my opinion. And that would be K. Dot, Kendrick Lamar himself, just this past Sunday, Super Bowl 25.
25, yeah.
I don't know which
What
Super.
number?
No, Super Bowl it's 59. By the way, I think they said that there was something with the 59 in there, but we'll get to that in a second. So now, let's see.
yes, let's absolutely see.
All right, here we go.
That's what America wants.
Come on.
Nice and calm. You're almost there. Don't mess this.
Oh no.
It's a cultural divide. I'ma get it on the floor.
You really about to do it?
40 acres in the mule. This is bigger than the music.
You really about to do it?
Yeah, they tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence.
They get on it like that.
Hey, I'm tripping, I'm sliding, I'm riding through the back like fuck. Mustard on a beat, bro, deep bird in rap. He a freak though, man down, call like Amber Lambs. Tell him breathe. Let them boys to the cross, they walk around like G's. What's up with these Japonio? Trying to see Compton. In the street can hate me, bump them all in they mama. How many options you really got? I mean, it's too many options. Finna crash on his body, I'm John Stockton. What? Beat your and hide the Bible if God watching. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show. Certified boogeyman, I'm the one that up the skull. Walking down the whole time, I know he got some hoe. Paul, extort, bully death row. Say Drake, I hear you like I'm young. You better not ever go to cell block 1. To any that talk to him and they in love, just make sure you hide your little sister from him. They tell me Chubb's the only one to get your hand-me-downs. Party at the party playing with his nose now. Baka got a weird case, why is he around? Certified lover boy, certified. Wop, 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 wop. I'm on him tough. Wop, 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 wop. I'ma do my stuff. Why you trolling like a, ain't you tired? Trying to strike a chord and it's probably A minor.
They not like us.
No.
They not like us.
No.
They not like us.
What?
They not like us.
No.
They not like us.
Was that every inch of that performance was amazing, okay? Kendrick said that the revolution would be televised, and he wasn't lying. The Uncle Sam skit that divided the flag,
Behave.
the shade at Drake, Serena Crip walking, I mean, come on. He had everyone talking, did he not?
He did. I mean, I am not well, I won't say that. I don't follow Kendrick Lamar. I do, love his statement and his stance and his performances that I have seen over the years. But for this Super Bowl performance, I thought it was one of the best political statements in your face of revolution that I have seen in a while.
In a long
As a
time.
black revolutionist, I was extremely proud. I enjoyed the symbolism. I love the messaging all the way live from Uncle Sam to the division of the flags, to
Right.
the light pole,
Exactly.
to the on the blacks of the
Exactly.
country, to all the black dancers, to the colors,
Exactly.
everything.
Everything.
I
So,
enjoyed the
let me,
part where yes,
I'm sorry.
I'm
so
sorry.
No worries. I just want to go over some of that symbolism, and then we
Okay.
can get back into it. So let's break this all the way down. Like I said, a pound, all right? Because Kendrick Lamar did not come to play with us with this halftime performance, okay? There was a whole full-blown story laid with, like Kitty just said, symbolism, history, and a lot of messages for those paying attention. We could start with the fact that they were had the whole thing. Just pause for a second. We could start with the fact that they had the whole thing taking place on a prison yard.
Yes.
Wearing prison
City
costumes.
block, D block. Right.
Okay, we're not going to act like we didn't see the Crips and the Bloods, okay, and the white people, but there was other, we can clean that up in a second. So first off, you have the PlayStation inspired game controller that they were dancing on.
And his
that was
end message,
inspired
turn
the
off the
whole
TV.
stage.
Right.
This wasn't just a flashy design choice, and it wasn't just about the fact that he was taking a dig at Drake being on Sony because of the fact that it was a PlayStation controller. Look, the video game represents the video game aesthetic. Represents the idea of America playing a game with us.
Right.
A journey through the so-called American dream on the field, on one of the yard lines, okay? And even the show's director, Shelley Rogers, said that it was absolutely intentional, right? So now, the game isn't just about winning, it's about who is controlling it, and we all know who's controlling it. So now, Kendrick, he makes sure that you see the puppet strings. Then there's the tic-tac-toe moment with the single beam of light hitting the center square, and that's where our good old Uncle Sam Jackson, and I don't think it's lost on us that he is the highest paid actor in the country, period. Doesn't matter about race. And also, I think he was taking on his Django character as that, like, shucking and jiving type. I'm looking for a coon. There's a word I'm looking for. But you know what I'm trying to say. That was an absolutely strategic position. That was an absolutely strategic position on the board. And I believe that some people said that there was a cheat code if you looked at when the show, but I didn't get that deep. Now, if you know Kendrick's work, he is a Pulitzer Prize-winning artist,
yes,
correct?
Pulitzer.
You already know Uncle Sam isn't just a character. It represents the U.S. government, capitalism, and the false promises made to black people all
40
the
acres
time.
and a mule.
So now, the To Pimp a Butterfly reference, his other album, it references. Kendrick, I got excited. Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp a Butterfly album, which is what he won the Pulitzer Prize for, references a Uncle Sam, essentially taunting Kendrick, just like in his Wesley's Theory, the song Wesley's Theory, where it says, what do you want? You want a house, you want a car, 40 acres and a mule. So that was just a reference to that. It's a reminder, this entire show is a reminder that America dangles opportunities in front of black artists only to exploit and control them. Now let's talk about Kendrick's fit. The royal blue varsity jacket, custom made by Martine Rose, featuring Gloria in the front, a nod to his GNX album. Then we have the red, white, and blue color scheme, which runs through the performance, but it's not just about patriotism. It's also a statement on contradictions. And let's not forget the A minor chain, which was the pettiest moment. He is Petty LaBelle. He wins the Petty Awards. The chain, representing the A minor, the lowercase a. And then you have, it also, there was representations of P.G. Lang, the company Kendrick co-founded with Dave Free, who directed the Not Like Us video. Then we got Miss Serena Williams, Drake's ex-girlfriend, dancing on an ex, but
But
also,
it wasn't about Drake.
Huh?
It wasn't about Drake.
No, I understand that.
Okay, because they tried to make it seem like it was about Drake.
No, it's not.
Because Serena is from is from LA.
I'm
sorry.
If you caught it, Kendrick paid homage to to her legendary U.S. Open victory dance, where she got a lot of backlash, and it was a clear nod to her being from Compton and black excellence and resilience.
Thank you.
Serena, like Kendrick, dominated in the field, and that wasn't built for her. Rewriting the rules as she went along. It's a powerful reference, one that connects the broader theme of pushing against the system. But trust me, it was the icing on top was the fact that she was Drake's ex. So as the performance builds, we see the dancers in the red, white, and blue with distinct roles. The red ones, always watching Kendrick's back, ready for battle. The white-clad dancers, almost detached, moving freely under the streetlights. And the blue representing justice, but also playing defense, just like the blue and the red dynamics Kendrick grew up around. Like I said, the Crips and the Bloods, but we know what it was hitting for. Whether you see this as a commentary on gangs, racial division, or the fight for justice, one thing is clear: the game is rigged, and Kendrick is making you very aware of that. And then the final moment. The revolution is about to be televised. This wake-up call The performance ends with a screech, leaving only the red dancers standing. In a time when Black history is being erased, voting rights and are under attack, and laws are being passed to silence us, Kendrick took the biggest stage in America and said, pay attention, period. And we're not going to forget his Gil Scott-Heron reference. The revolution will be televised, all right? At the very beginning, for him to go and end it with turn his TV off, turn his TV off, all right? This was a message, and if you missed it, I'm gonna need you to run it back. Go watch it, because Kendrick never wastes a moment to make history.
What
So
surprised
now-
me was that white folks let him perform the song.
Oh, they
so
was
I,
pissed.
I don't know if they was pissed, because I don't know if they got it, because they have to approve your playlist before you perform. You know what I'm saying? That's still
No,
the
I'm not
biggest.
talking about the Super Bowl.
I'm talking about the NFL.
The NFL,
So-
they knew. And they said he could perform it.
I think they knew that he was a Grammy Award-winning artist and the top
Prize-winning
and the top of the
pro-black
game
brother.
right now. I do not think that they did the research and listened to his music to know what they were getting, because to let someone literally tell you white folks ain't blur, the government we live in ain't book, on the biggest stage for free. You know what I'm saying? Where he still had to pay everybody that his whole dances, the entourage, everything. But he performed for free on the biggest stage of the world, knowing what he was gonna do,
They
knowing
knew
that
what
he
he
was
was gonna
coming to
do, though.
perform.
They knew. Number
Girl.
one, Jay-Z's running this. Okay, he took
Rocking it,
over.
okay.
He took over ever since the whole Colin Kaepernick,
Right.
situation.
Right, I understand
you
that.
know, so and then they had
But
the
they-
whole,
but
the
they
end
think-
zone's been saying end racism for the longest time. They
Okay.
already they have been trying to make up for the fact that they fired that man for taking a knee during
Okay.
the So they're
All right.
very aware of it. Jay-Z's very aware of it. He is being very strategic,
Okay.
in who he
Amen.
is. Who he is having
And
hit
I'm
the
glad that you
stage.
mentioned Jay-Z, because you mentioned Samuel Jackson, and Samuel Jackson being the highest paid actor in the world. There was a post I just reposted that Denzel was giving him an award, accolades, saying the very same thing, that Sam Jackson is the highest paid actor in the world. But he also said what you don't know is that he's also one of the biggest philanthropists in the world
he's
as well.
absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely one of the
one of the biggest in almost every, I mean, down to even National Action Network. Like, this brother puts his money where his mouth is at, supports Magic Johnson. Like, this, I really was happy, because it's not always about you knowing what someone does with their money. You know what I mean? That's like the beauty of him being this kind of person, that you can work, make this kind of money, but also give back to the community and not make it well, look at what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? He just does the work.
And then the other thing, first off, what about that line where, oh gosh, what song is it from? Don't quote me. Somebody probably in the control room knows what I'm talking about. But the fact that he said something about, Drake said something about being at the Super Bowl or bigger than the Super Bowl, and then for Kendrick to land at the Super Bowl is absolutely amazing. But I think, personally, I don't think that the audience, the Super Bowl audience, knew what was
No,
coming.
I don't think
but
so either.
But the NFL absolutely
But like you
knew
said in the audience,
who they
that
were
A
hiring.
minor-
That's like hiring. I don't want to necessarily compare him to certain people, because that would be like a real, like a reach, a stretch. But Kendrick has been this way for the longest
Yeah,
time. So
okay.
I think that they absolutely knew what they were getting into. I don't know if they realized how. When you're going down the list and you're saying, okay, I'm going to be on a game control. Okay, all right, I'm going to have, Sam Jackson there as Uncle
You
Sam.
have
It's America.
The
We having red,
all-black
white,
dark
and blue.
men with grills underneath the
You know,
light
it
post,
sounds
right?
like, oh, sure, go for it.
Right.
But then when you see it, it's like,
Yes,
oh.
right.
And that, I don't think that was the NFL. That was for the audience.
The world. Yes.
You know what I'm
well,
saying?
that was artistic
look at the
performance
commercials.
at
The
at
commercials, they was with
they
it.
was that was artistic expression at its finest. So who has made it? Because we already have had a list. You, Dre, Rihanna, Beyonce, MJ, Diana, Miss Janet. Like, first of all, are we being racist right now? Or prejudiced that everyone's on our list has been of black culture?
Oh, yes,
We've had some Taylor
honorable
Swift,
mention
right? I think.
to
Right.
honorable mention to Madonna. I think she had a
Okay.
great halftime show, as well as Lady Gaga when she
Okay.
grabbed the pass and jumped off and landed into the abyss. Good kudos to y'all as
Okay.
well. But music wise, I'm going
Amen.
to music wise, that's gonna be
Who made the
typically
list?
Who made the
The
list? You know
usher.
what I'm saying?
Yes.
So now,
Come on.
let's get to number one.
Woo, drum roll.
Because let's be real. Number one is Untouchable, and that is Prince 2007, Purple Rain in the Actual Rain. So I chose number one, who God said was going to be the best Super Bowl performance of all time, because who gets to perform Purple Rain in the Rain, period.
Come on.
Anyway, cut to the tape.
Purple rain, purple rain. Oh yes. Don't it feel good? Only wanna see you, see you. Can I play this guitar? Y'all wanna sing tonight? Come on. I can hear you. That ain't good. Come on.
The way that every time, even when I hear it, just on my radio or just when I'm playing the album, and even the fact that he, did a very close rendition here at the Super Bowl, the way that he is able to make the guitar sound like a person is wailing, sounds like someone is crying, is so, like, he's the reason why I understood one day, like, oh my gosh, that's what they mean by guitar wail, like, because I was listening to Purple Rain, I was like, it sounds like a woman's crying, you know what I'm saying? Then I was like, oh, guitar wail, duh, and I don't know why he doesn't get enough props as a guitarist, you know what I mean? I know people talk about he plays a whole bunch of different instruments, but when they start talking about like Slash and it's Tom Petty, I think one that they give a lot of props to and everything, but they don't give him his,
they don't.
just do as a guitarist, period. So anyway, and Janet, that's how you do an innuendo, a sexual innuendo, okay? You saw how Prince was looking like he was doing something? That's how you do it, okay? Subtle. Anyway, so the man didn't just perform. It was like I said, God himself orchestrated that moment. Rain started falling, and instead of shying away, he leaned into it, ripped off his do-rag and made the guitar wail, like I just said, and gave us a halftime show that transcended time. And if that's not a mic drop, I don't know what is. So, did we get it right? Let's sip on it in the comments, okay? Talk about it. Talk, engage. Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. Let me know what you think, all right? And always let me know what you think by liking the video, subscribing to the channel. I have been at 1460 for way too long, all right? Can we at least see 1500, all right? And I need you to keep it locked on the Tea Lounge, because here on the Tea Lounge, we don't give a sip.
And shout out to the Eagles.
Oh, yeah. I told y'all last week.
Hey, welcome to the Sip List, where the vibes alive. Lady T here, bringing top picks, watch it fight from the top on the big screen. Dreams are hot flash, and then we count down the hits with the countdown. Black got music bar, we got that style on fleek. From the hottest tracks to the talk of the week. Sip the tea with me with a buzz never fades. Running